Along with Jimmy Robertson. Welcome once again to our CTV10 High School Football Game of the Week. Jimmy, you're joining me for the first time this season. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Ken. I'm glad to be here.
Tonight we have a very special game for you. I guess, Jimmy, we can literally say that these two teams, the New Bern Bears and the West Craven Eagles, are really next-door neighbors.
Yes, they are, Kenny. Inter-county rivals here, and you can kind of throw the record book out tonight. It should be a dogfight.
I thought we were going to have a little problem with the rain before this contest started, but the rains look like they're going to stay away.
Yeah, it looks like maybe the hurricane's going a little west or something, and or east, rather, and maybe it's going to clear off and we won't have to worry about the rain.
Well, as far as these two teams are concerned, both won last week. Of course, New Bern was at Jacksonville and really gave Jacksonville everything they could handle. And after losing to Aiden Grifton in their opener, West Craven came back and played a very, very good game against Green Central.
That's correct. Big wins for both programs, and both of them be ready to play tonight.
All right, we're going to talk a little more, but first we're going to take our first time of the night. You're watching the CTV High School Football Game of the Week. Welcome back, everyone. Now let's just talk a little bit about these two football teams. And Jimmy, I guess after that Jacksonville game last week, West Craven's got to be saying to themselves, my, what do we have in store for us? This team really just dominated Jacksonville.
Kenny, that's correct. And as you know, Jacksonville is one of the powers in the state every year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure it surprised a lot of people when New Bern went down to Jacksonville and not only beat them but shut them out.
You've done your share of coaching. Now, what do you tell your kids if you're Clay Jordan getting ready to go into this game tonight here in New Bern?
Well, I think if I was Clay, I'd tell my kids that this may be the biggest game we have all year. We've got to see these guys the rest of the year and don't leave anything. Leave it all on the field.
Leave it all on the field, and that's one of the things that the coaches pretty much always tell you, but really a whole lot when you start playing in these rivalries like we have going on here tonight.
That's correct. I think everyone probably knows that West Craven may be outmanned a little bit, but you play football a lot with emotion and heart, and West Craven is a battling team, and I'm sure that they'll show up.
So if you're a West Craven fan, despite the kind of games that New Bern has had so far this year, you still got a little hope going into this contest.
That's correct. I think West Craven has a chance. New Bern shouldn't overlook them. They should take them very seriously, and it may get down to which team makes the fewest mistakes.
We were talking earlier about the possibility of rain, and I was out walking on the field earlier. There's some great spots on the field. There's some bad spots on the field.
I'm not sure which team that'll help the most, to be honest with you. But we just need to probably just buckle up, and it'll be a hard-nosed football game all night.
Yeah, I can imagine there's some fans that are really, really excited about this one, and I can imagine for some teams this is going to, for the most part, now not all the way, but for the most part, make or break their season.
Well, that's true. You know, both are in different conferences, and it's not a conference game, but other than outside the conference, it's probably the biggest game that either team will play all year.
Yeah, you got to see those guys at the Dairy Queen and at the mall and all about. Now, you know they're going to be talking to each other.
Yeah, this is for bragging rights.
It is, no doubt about that. Well, we're not far right now from our kickoff of this game between the New Bern Bears and the West Craven Eagles. Stick around. Kickoff and game time is right around the corner. Welcome back to Bear Stadium for this high school football game tonight, our CTV10 High School Football Game of the Week. I'm Ken Strayhorn along with Jimmy Robinson. Jimmy, I'm ready for a football game. What about you?
Me too, Kenny. Like I say, it's cleared off. Looks like we're not going to have any rain. Both bands are fired up, the fans are fired up, and we're ready for a barn burner.
Let's see if we can set the offenses and defenses for you tonight as they stand for the West Craven Eagles, coached by Coach Clay Jordan. Last week, West Craven was a 17-8 win over Green Central. On offense is number 8. The split end and flanker is Victor Wright. Number 10, their quarterback, Derek Moore. Number 30 is their tailback, Theon Bright. And then we have Robbie Ebergast at fullback. At center is Mike McKeel. Their left guard is Rogerson. Their right guard is Taylor. At number 65, their right tackle is Ray Beckton. Dwight Taft is their left tackle. Is split in is Paul Sumner. And at their tight end position is Simon Jones. At defense, they got Jones, Dawson, Simmons, Bryant, Abergast, Abrams, Wright, Bryan, Jenkins, and Paul Sumner. For the West Craven Eagles, 4 players go both ways. We'll set the New Bern team just a little later on. Right now, we're almost ready for the kickoff. And New Bern High School is kicking off to West Craven. West Craven is set. Jimmy, we're ready for a football game.
Let's go get them, Kenny.
There's the kickoff. It's long, end over end. It's picked up at about the 15-yard line, and they bunched up, and from there, everybody came out of the huddle, and, well, New Bern had that sniffed out.
A little trickery there, Kenny, and they just kind of balled up, and they don't know who's coming, but New Bern did a good job of just kind of containing to wait to see who had the ball.
Jimmy, I don't think I've ever seen that. Have you seen that before?
Not lately.
I think I've seen it as far as television. I've seen 1 or 2 times on television, in the movies, on television, but never in a real game.
Kenny, we may see some of that tonight. West Craven being outmanned, they may have to come up with a little razzle-dazzle and try to spread New Bern out and compete.
Yeah. This New Bern offense was very impressive against Jacksonville last week. We'll see what West Craven can do against this New Bern defense tonight. This is the first play from center. Ball snap. It's the quarterback keeper, and he's wrapped up and down. A very short gain, maybe 2, possibly 3 yards on that play. That was quarterback Derek Moore, number 10, carrying the football for West Craven.
Almost made a bad pitch there, but made a good decision to hold on to the ball.
I think you're right about that. He was looking to get it out, but nobody was there. And, from standing up top from where we are here, you can see some of the spots on the field that might cause a little problem. Down at about the 30-yard line, there's a little mud. West Craven comes back under center. Quarterback Derek Moore has his players ready for their second play of the game. He takes the snap. He looks. Oh, boy, he's trapped and thrown for a loss back at the 6-yard line.
A lot of pressure from the defensive line there, Kenny, and West Craven's offensive line is going to have to do a better job of pass blocking to give Moore an opportunity to throw the ball.
Well, New Bern is a lot larger than they are up front, though.
They are a big high school football team, and they have some quick players that are big also.
They really do. That's one of the things that I've been impressed about with New Bern. Jimmy, I keep hearing from the New Bern fans, they talk about how this team gets off to a big start and then kind of slows down as the season progresses. I don't think we'll have much of that this year from them.
I think you'll see a change in that this year.
I think you're
a lot of
absolutely
folks
right.
have been saying that when this senior class got to be seniors and the juniors got to be juniors, they expected a real good team.
And they got one. We got the pitch out to the left side this time. Not much running room out there on third down as New Bern kind of shuts that down. So it's going to be 4th down and looks like about 18, maybe 20 yards for the first.
It's a big hole for West Craven to get into to start with, Kenny, and real good pursuit on behalf of New Bern's defense.
So we go back to the kicking formation for the first time tonight. This will be our first punt of the night as the West Craven Eagles drop back now on 4th and very, very long to try to see what they can do. There's a ring it up by the official, and the clock starts. We got 9:55 left to go here in the first quarter of this contest. We're just underway. The set is made. There's a snap. It's a low snap. A good kick, excellent kick. Drives the receiver back a long ways. He takes it at about his 45-yard line. Out to a
wall set
there's
up.
room on the outside. Down and out of bounds at about the 35, about the 30-yard line going in. 1st and 10, New Bern.
Kenny, that was a great block by number 72, Joe Best. They formed a wall on the New Bern side of the field, and J.R. Soule just got behind the fence and had some clear running room.
Absolutely, and J.R. will see a lot of them work tonight. Mike Simmons has been playing a lot of time at that running back spot for New Bern, but he's out tonight with an ankle injury. J.R. goes both ways as a result of that tonight.
C.J. Daniels is going to fill in for Mike tonight, and he's a big boy, and he hadn't had an opportunity to play much offense until this year, and I've got a lot of confidence in what he can do.
So the New Bern Bears come to the line of scrimmage. And there's a first flag of the evening for New Bern, and somebody didn't stay set long enough.
I think that was on Travaris Henderson. He was in motion and cut up field just a little bit too early, and referee had to throw him a flag.
Once again, Shakeith Hatcher is in at the quarterback spot for New Bern. I was real impressed with that young man at the Jacksonville game.
Shakeith's very shifty and hard to bring down. He's hard to get a hand on.
He really is that. And as it was in the Jacksonville game, New Bern continues to shift players in and out of the contest. Most of the time, they're carrying plays in and out from the coaches on the sidelines. New Bern is set at the line. Shakeef Hatcher, their quarterback, under center, and we got another flag. See what happens this time.
Going to be against the Bears, Kenny, but probably for encroachment.
I didn't even see anybody get set that time, so all of a sudden it's going to be 1st down and 20 at the 40-yard line. It was 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Coach's nightmare to come down and have good position on the opponent's 30-yard line and then have to come back to the 40.
It sure is. As he did all last week, Shakeef Hatcher goes into his offensive huddle in a very confident form, brings his Bears to the line. Wide receivers left and right, 2 running backs. Man in motion from right to left. The handoff goes to his running back. The ball was on his hip, but he crashed it in for about 4 yards.
That's J.R. Soule going over left tackle there, Kenny, and J.R. is a good running back and picked up about 4 yards on that play.
He did, not a clean handoff on New Bern's part. You know, I guess if there's one weakness as far as this New Bern team is concerned is that the players seem to be real eager about getting it done, and as a result, make a few mistakes here and there. Early in the season, you can kind of expect those things. Late in the season, they're hurt.
That's correct. Don't need to get in too big a hurry to score. Just workmanlike offense and it'll get in the end zone.
Exactly right. Shakeef Hatcher with 2 running backs, running back and fullback in the backfield this time. He's pressured, but he rolls right to throw. He's got pressure, gets out of it, throws, and through his running back's hand. That was Soule. It hit him in the hands and came down a little low.
Kenny, right there, you can see the elusiveness of Shakeef Hatcher. He's quick. Other fellows were running all out. He was like 3/4 stride. He's extremely quick and very elusive.
Yep. Did a good job that time of rolling out to the right and trying to find his receiver. Threw it a little low, but it was catchable. Another player comes into the huddle. The Bears break the huddle and we're out. 8:49 remaining in the first quarter of this contest. Wide receivers left and right. We're in a split back formation this time. Hatcher rolls, loses a man, throws a little soft pass, and it's caught at about the 22-yard line.
Kenny, that was a good catch by C.J. Daniels. Really not a good pass, but he did make a good catch. Shakeef had a lot of running room there once he dodged that defensive end. West Craven fired both middle linebackers that time, put a little extra pressure on him.
Yep, dropped it over real softly, but it's going to bring up 4th down because they had a long ways to go. And
I think the Bears are going to be going for this, Kenny.
Yep, looks like they're going to go for it. Hatcher goes back into the huddle. 4th down and 3, maybe 3.5 to go on this one. That's a pretty good offensive line he's got rumbling up there ahead of him. Some big guys and some guys that have been blocking well. Hatcher is under center. He calls the play. It's going to be a quarterback keeper around the right side. He might get, does he get the 1st down? No. Good tackle that time. Excellent tackle. That was number 80.
Was that number 80?
Yes, that was number 80 for West Craven.
That's Paul Sumner there, Kenny. And I tell you what, looked like Shakeef had a lot of room to run, and he closed quickly and did a good job of bringing him down where he hit him.
He did, and that's going to end the first offensive series for the New Bern Bears. West Craven comes back in the game once again to see what they can do on their first series of downs. They pretty much went backwards instead of going forward. Let's see what Coach Jordan can come up with this time.
That was a good stop for West Craven's defense. Maybe it can take some momentum over to the offense.
West Craven is on the line. Split backs for them. There's the snap. It's going to be the option play down the line of scrimmage, and there's the option, and it's a fumble on the play. Did New Bern get it? There's a pile up for the ball. New Bern has the football.
Looked like Shakeef Hatcher on the bottom down there with that ball there, Kenny.
Yeah, Derek Moore came out that time and tried to handle the ball. You can imagine the ball is a little wet because the field is wet.
It's a little slippery there, and on that play, Derek was running a little too much east and west and not enough north and south.
Yeah. So New Bern gets the first very, very big break of the game, and it was one that they created for themselves. The Bears come back to the line of scrimmage. We got a timeout by the officials. See what they're going to do here. I think they're just going to kind of talk him. No, he's talking to to one of the captains of the West Craven team. Let's see what he's going to come up with here, what they're trying to figure out. I don't know what it could be. I don't see the penalty.
Might have been equipment problem there.
Could have been, or something like that. You're right about that. Hatcher brings his players back to the line of scrimmage. He's in an I formation this time. Man in motion, right to left. There's a handoff to his running back up the middle. Picked up about 2, maybe 3 yards.
Kenny, it looks like New Bern is likes to run over there left side. Maybe that's their favorite lineman over there. They're tackling the guard. Maybe that's their strong side. Most of their plays been going to the left so far.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that I know they're playing on a slower track today than they were in Jacksonville last Friday night. But New Bern seems to be a step or two slower in this game than they were last week. It might be just because they're trying to use their power and power West Craven. We'll see as the game progresses. Hatcher brings his players back on the line again. Once again, we got a player in motion. Hatcher rolls to the right. He's looking to throw. He throws. He's got a man. Touchdown, New Bern.
Kenny, that's two or three plays that New Bern's elected to use a rollout with Shakeith out there, and he probably has an option to run or pass either one. That pass was right on the money.
It sure was. That was Mickey Johnson, number 4, was the wide receiver out making that catch, and he ran a good route, made a good catch, and got into the end zone. So we're ready for the extra point here as New Bern takes a 6-0 lead. The ball is up, and it is good. 7-0 New Bern. There's timeout on the field. So we're going to take a timeout. You're watching the high school football game of the week on CTV 10. Welcome back to our CTV high school football game of the week. The New Bern Bears just scored. They lead West Craven 7-0. There's the kickoff, a short one. Goes to the left side of the field, looking for running room. Not much over there. The Bears are playing inspired.
Bears real aggressive over there, and once again, Kenny, you saw number 24 kind of slip over there, so the field must be a little wetter than we thought it was.
Yep. I think by the time we get into the fourth quarter of this one, right in front of us, the field, I guess that's the south end of the football field, isn't it?
We played everything on this end down here so far. The other end looks pretty good.
We sure have. West Craven breaks the huddle. They have yet to get a first down in this contest. And so I guess the burden of proof pretty much lies on that quarterback now and see what he can do. That's quarterback Derek Moore. He got his team on the center. Running back's in an I formation. Moore hands off to his halfback. Not much. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but I don't think so.
That's about all he got. Kenny got back to the line of scrimmage, number 22 for New Bern. Let's see, I think that's Duke Midget. Duke Midget almost threw him for a loss in the backfield.
Bright was the running back on the carry that time for West Craven. As the Eagles are trying to find a way right now to solve this puzzle of what to do as far as the New Bern defense is concerned. And it's been a pretty difficult puzzle thus far during this contest. Derek Moore brings his football players to the line of scrimmage once again. He's got his running backs in a split formation. Moore hands off. No, he pops the quick pop over the middle. The quick pass over the middle, was it caught? No, it was not. Incomplete. Going to be 3rd down and about 8 now. 8, maybe 9 for the first down. Another passing situation.
Yes, it is, and that's probably in New Bern's favor a little bit with that defensive line up there that's so big and so strong. And like I said, West Craven's offensive line is going to have a hard job keeping them out.
Yeah, we don't have the stats available right here in front of us now, but I would venture to say that West Craven probably now has a negative offensive total right about now.
I would think so.
Yep. Timeout on the field, so we're going to take a timeout. You're watching the CTV 10 High School Football Game of the Week. Welcome back to our CTV 10 High School Football Game of the Week. We got 5:11 left to go in the first quarter here. New Bern leads West Craven 7-0. West Craven yet to get a first down in this contest. It's now 3rd down and about 9 yards to go. Quarterback Derek Moore brings his guys up to the line of scrimmage once again. He fakes the handoff to the left, looks back to throw, and it's caught. Oh, good run by his tight end. He got through, broke one tackle, which was a very, very big one, and that was Jones. Jones gets the first down, the initial first down for West Craven.
That may break the ice for him, Kenny, give him a little confidence.
Yes, good run by the tight end, Simone Jones that time. That's going to give them first down at about the 40, 50, 49, 48, the 47-yard line. So West Craven at their own 47-yard line trying to cross the 50 for the first time this evening. They're going wide left this time, running backs in an I formation. That first down should help them spiritually. Derek Moore, that quarterback under center, goes to his fullback. Right up the middle, that's Robbie Abergast. Abergast picks up about 4. You know, I tell you what now, if these Eagles get things going, they're going to be hard to beat tonight.
You better not let them get too much blood flowing in there, because if you do, they might smell blood from Newbern's part, and it'll be hard to deal with.
If they get some fire, we're going to have a football game. 4:13 remaining here in the first period of this contest. 7-0. Newbern has the advantage. Wes Craven comes up to the line of scrimmage. Second down and about, let's say, a long 6 for the first down. Derek Moore calling signals. Oh, he's going to be trapped behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a loss of about 3 yards.
Had a lot of company on that play, Kenny.
Oh, not many people blocking on the offensive line that time. You got to think that they had some kind of mix-up on the offensive blocking scheme. Almost everyone. There were a lot of black shorts back in the backfield.
Like half the Newbern team was right there waiting for him as soon as he got through faking that pitch.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. A shuffle of players by Coach Clay Jordan over on the far side. Newbern in black, Wes Craven in white. Derek Moore back up to the line of scrimmage with his offensive unit. Wes Craven is going tight ends on both the right and left side tonight in an I formation. More of a power situation. They're going for the block. He's back to pass. He throws incomplete. He was going to his fullback, Robbie Abergast, but just a little high. Robbie couldn't get up that high to get it.
Looked like a little screen pass maybe there, Kenny, and that's probably a good call on Coach Jordan's part there. That'll help counteract some of that defensive rush by Newbern.
Yep, a little adjustment on Wes Craven's part and Coach Clay Jordan, too. They bought their they had been running a wide formation with running backs and the wide receivers out wide. That time they went with 2 tight ends, all to help in their blocking scheme, you got to think. 4th down and long, 4th down and about 11, so we're into a kicking situation. And back to receive the punt for Newbern is David Jenkins. David is the free safety and specialty man, and it's an end-over-end kick. David's going to watch it go. And it goes down to about the 15-yard line, right at the 15, where the Bears will have 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. This is their worst field position of the evening thus far.
Yes, it is. That's a pretty good punt on the part of Wes Craven's punter there, and he had a good punt the first time. That punt there was almost blocked, though, Kenny.
It was almost blocked. As a matter of fact, I thought there might have been a roughing penalty. I looked for it, but there was no roughing.
Referee was taking a real close look.
He sure was. He was. I saw him. He had his hand back on his hip, but I guess he decided, well, I guess it's not time to throw it this time. 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter of this contest. 7-0. Newbern in the black uniforms has the advantage on the Wes Craven Eagles.
Wes Craven's defense can dig in here. It'll be a big lift for the offense. They have good field position when they get the ball back.
It sure will be. Shakeith Hatcher, the quarterback from Newbern, might have something to say about that. He's got his players in the center. They're spread all over the football field. The ball goes to his fullback right up the middle. He got running room, picked up about 7, maybe 8.
That's C.J. Daniels, Kenny, and he's one I was talking about earlier. He's a big boy, and like I said, he hadn't had a chance to play much offense since he played JV ball. So I look for him when he gets his hands on the pigskin to make the most of it.
So I guess C.J. is feeling, oh my, I'm back with a ball in my hand now. It's happy times. Happy days are here again.
Yeah, he's probably telling Mike Simmons, just take your time getting your foot well.
You got to give some credit to the Wes Craven Eagles defensive unit. They've played well so far tonight, only allowing 1 touchdown, that one came after a turnover.
That's correct. One big play is what's hurt them so far.
Yep, it sure did. And there, once again, is a big fullback. He picked up maybe 2 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd down, and let's see where they put the chains at. It's going to be about 1.5, maybe 1. 3rd down and a yard.
Be a big play for Newbern's offense here if they can pick up this first down, not having to punt and give Wes Craven good field position.
It will be that. It will be that.
Be surprised, Ken, if they don't give the ball to C.J. right up the middle and let him try to pick that last yard up.
Let's see if they'll do just that. Here's Hatcher, their quarterback, bringing his players to the line of scrimmage, and he gets the keeper right up the middle, stuck his head down. Looks like he's got enough for the first down.
I think he does have it.
The official are waving their hands. No one's given that first down indication yet. There it is from the man in the white hat in the middle. 1st and 10, Newbern. C.J. Daniels comes out of the football game. The offensive unit comes to the line of scrimmage. West Craven fans on the far side are a little silent tonight, and as far as that goes, so are the New Bern fans.
Everybody's kind of just sitting back waiting for something to happen.
Sitting back looking and seeing what's going to happen. There the ball goes to running back up the middle. Looks like he picked up about 5 that time.
That's Duke Midget in there, Kenny, and Shakeith has bootlegged that ball a couple of times, and that time he faked it and had a lot of company back there.
Yep. Duke looking for a little running room, and on several occasions tonight, it looks like the New Bern running backs are about to break a long one, and all of a sudden you see a West Craven defender comes through and puts a little leather on the situation.
They're flying to the ball and pursuing real well.
Yep, they are. They are that. And as a result, they're still very much in this contest now with 50 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 7-0 is the score right now. New Bern has the advantage. Hatcher on the center again. Wide receivers to the left. Wide receiver to the right. Man in motion, and that man in motion got the ball on a great defensive play.
That was J.R. So, but it didn't fool the West Craven defense one bit. He had a lot of company as soon as he touched the ball.
He sure did that on the defense of West Craven. I was trying to see who the player was that flew through there that time. I think it was Arthur Abrams, but I'm not sure. Good stop, though, on his part that time. Whomever it was, I give him credit. He came through with a good hit. That's going to make it 3rd down and 10 now. All the gains of first down situation were lost in the second down situation, and it's 3rd and 10 for New Bern. Oh, I didn't even notice the quarter has come to an end. Timeout on the field. We're going to take a timeout. The score, the New Bern Bears 7, the West Craven Eagles nothing at the end of the first quarter. You're watching the high school football game of the week on CTV 10. Yep. As the West Craven Eagles marching band tunes it up on the far side and the New Bern Bears marching band tunes it up on this side. You're watching the CTV game of the week. I'm Ken Strayhorn along with Jimmy Robinson. Jimmy, we have a good one so far.
Sure do, Kenny. Let's hope the second quarter is as good as the first.
On 3rd down and long, Hatcher brings his guys out. He tossed it right over, and it is complete. First down, New Bern to his big running back, powers his way out over the 50 to about the 47-yard line.
That's Duke Midget, Kenny, and he was wide open. A lot of air underneath that ball. Shakeith had a lot of time to throw the ball once he eluded that last defender and just kind of had a little touch on the ball.
Nobody was out there, so it was almost a shot put by Shakeith.
Just had to throw it up and make sure he caught it.
Yeah. We got a New Bern guy that's down over on the sidelines. I'm trying to see what's going on right down here. It looks like he's being attended to by the trainer over there. I don't know what that is. It might be cramps. That's what it might be. I don't know. I better not guess right now.
Probably a little bit early for cramps.
Yeah, you might be right about that. Well, let's go back to the football field now as New Bern brings it up to the line of scrimmage. Quarterback Shakeith Hatcher on the center, and he's going with his wide receiver left this time. Tight end to the left, 2 running backs.
That player shaking up is Joe Best, and he made all conference last year, I believe, and even doesn't need to miss him, and he needs to get back in there as soon as he can.
Looks like he's okay. He's up and running. The handoff goes up the middle to the running back. Good gain, 4.5 yards maybe.
Kenny, I'm a little surprised West Craven's defensive line is starting to get good penetration in the New Bern's line.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. You know, the way that New Bern has counteracted that thus far is by taking their quarterback, Hatcher, who's a good runner, rolling him left and right and bringing him away from the pressure.
That's exactly right. Getting back to what we said, he's very elusive and hard to get your hands on.
He sure is that. 7-0 New Bern with 11:14 left to go in the second quarter. Shakeith Hatcher comes to the sideline once again to have a conversation with Coach Williams. Coach Chip Williams been active tonight, on and off the field, going out talking to his guys. Looks like he's going to call a timeout right now. Evidently, he didn't have players like he wanted.
A little confusion that time, and Coach Williams was smart to know they were going to get a delay of game penalty, and rather than have it 2nd and 11, he'd rather have it 2nd and 6. So he wisely called timeout.
Absolutely. Timeout on the field. We're going to take a timeout. 7-0 New Bern over the West Craven Eagles. You're watching the high school football game of the week here on CTV 10. From the official telling everyone, let's get back in the game. 10:58 to go here in the second quarter of this contest between the New Bern Bears and the West Craven Eagles. We're at Bear Stadium here on the campus of New Bern High School. And their quarterback, the New Bern quarterback, Shakeith Hatcher, number 3, brings his players to the line of scrimmage. He fumbled a snap. And West Craven is saying they have the football. The officials are saying the same.
That's a big break for West Craven.
A huge break for the West Craven Eagles. They take the football in very good position. Just 7-0 is still anybody's football contest.
Kenny, I got to believe the longer West Craven stays in this game, the better their chances are.
I got to think that also. I kind of felt with as impressive as New Bern has been throughout the season, that if they really got them down by a couple of touchdowns, that we might be looking at a long night for West Craven. But as it is, we might be looking at a good football game in the fourth quarter. West Craven under center. There's the snap. Up the middle to the running back, the big fullback. I thought he was going to get more. He got about 3 yards maybe.
Looks like Coach Clay Jordan is trying to run that triple option, and everybody knows in order to make that work, you've got to make that inside game go first.
Yes, you do. No doubt about that. You got to make the defensive tackle commit to the running back coming through. Usually that's your fullback, the first man through. Once again, in white, the West Craven Eagles come up and set their offense. Split backs we have this time around. There's the snap. The pop play over the middle. Just a quick pass. Caught by the tight end. First down. He breaks away over the 40. Down to the 35-yard line. Great Jones that time. Second time they've used him tonight.
He's a big target out there, Kenny. It looks like he's hard to bring down. He had 3 or 4 New Bern players that didn't wrap him up, and he almost got away.
Yeah, he's a big, strong football player, no doubt about that. The second time West Craven has used that tonight, and the Eagles are rolling. 1st and 10, West Craven. Oh, the officials are calling timeout. They're trying to get the chains set in position is what they're trying to do. And the guys on the far side of the field got the chains untangled. So here we go again. 9:46-45 remaining in the second quarter of this football game. West Craven decides to open things up a little bit right now. Wide receiver left, flanker right, 2 running backs. They're set in the I formation. Too much time. Is that what it is? No. There's the play. Running back bounces in and off. I heard a whistle, Jimmy. I thought it was the whistle on the field. It was the band director.
It was the band director, Kenny, and I hope the players didn't hear it. I hope he blow that thing a little softer and not take away from the game.
You're right about that. I was sitting there saying to myself, well, where's the flag on the football field? And all of a sudden, I look over and I said, well, where is that coming from?
Big play for West New Bern's defense there, Kenny.
Yeah, good play by New Bern's defense. Loss of maybe, I guess, 8 yards for West Craven that time. Going to bring up second down and about 18 for the first. Passing situation, the defense is threatening to blitz. They're coming. Pop over the middle. Once again to the tight end. It worked before, it worked again. That's about a 8, maybe a 12-yard gain. Good game.
If West Craven keeps popping that little pass play over the middle, New Bern's linebackers in a little bit tight, and there's a free zone in there.
Yes.
They need to back up a little bit and just pursue from side to side.
Tell you the truth, a good call by Clay Jordan over on the sideline, the coach at West Craven. The New Bern linebackers are blitzing, and when they blitz, they leave that void that you talked about, and he's hitting it.
Exactly right. He's calling the perfect play for the situation.
Absolutely. This time, they look like the New Bern linebackers might stay at home. We got a player in motion from right to left. There's the snap. The fake. It's trapped and down. Quarterback was trapped and down. Number 72 was the guy that got that one for New Bern.
That's Joe Best.
That sure is Joe Best. And that was a nice one. Behind the line of scrimmage, going to bring up 4th down and long. West Craven got a long play going one way, a long play going the other way.
Looks like they're going to punt it away and try to pin New Bern down, hope to hold them and then get real good field position.
Looks like they are. I would venture to say that he will not be kicking this one into the end zone. Because as we know, if he kicks it in the end zone, it comes back out to the 20-yard line. So he'll be trying to just pooch it down, is what they call it, I guess is the right word for it. And there it is. It's up. The ball looks like it's going to land on about the 15, and it died.
Hit a West Craven player there, and I'm sure Coach Chip Williams was having heart failure. Number 41 from New Bern was close to the ball.
Yep.
Should have had his head up and tried to find it.
Say, get away. So the ball comes to rest, I guess, at about the 10, 11 and a half yard line. And that's where the New Bern offense will go to work, right there. 1st and 10, Bears on about the 12-yard line. The tip of the ball is at the 12.
Kenny, that's so important in high school football because it's hard for a team to take the ball and go the length of the field.
Yes.
Without making a mistake, without fumbling or something happening.
Long way to go for New Bern this time. 88 yards they got to go before they can get into the end zone. It's a long ways to march. But New Bern brings it to the line of scrimmage. Shaquille Hatcher goes to his running back. He squirms at about the 15, falls out to about the 18-yard line.
Picked up about 5 yards, looks like. Once again, New Bern's running that left side over there behind Big Nicky Daly.
Yeah. Absolutely right. It's going to bring up second down and about 5 yards to go as far as the New Bern Bears are concerned. Trying to get something sustained so they can get in the end zone before the half. You know the coaches are thinking 6:27 to go in the second quarter. We can get in the end zone and score one more time before halftime. Hatcher brings his players to the line of scrimmage once again. Running backs in the I formation. It's the inside handoff to his fullback, not a clean handoff, but he gets out over the 20 to about the 22-yard line. Might be enough for the first down, might be.
Nice run by Travaris Henderson there, Kenny. He's a wing back or in the I slot, whatever you want to call it, and took that inside handoff. Almost fumbled, but picked up a couple yards after being hit.
Not a clean handoff that time. And that's one of those kind of handoffs that if you make it just about time you're getting hit, the ball goes on the ground. That didn't happen, though, and it is first down. 1st and 10, New Bern. Ball's on the 20, 21, 22. The tip of the nose of the ball is right at the 24-yard line. 23-yard line. Hatcher brings his players to the line of scrimmage. There's the snap. It's the pitch to the left side. Running room around the left side. There's a block. First down and out of bounds at about the 34-yard line.
Going to be a first down, but it was a real good stop by the West Craven defender. J.R. So was about to get away over there, Kenny.
Jimmy, I was just getting ready to start counting them down as far as the yard markers are concerned. He needed one block over on the sideline, and I think he would have been gone.
J.R. gets outside. He or Shaquille, either one, they're both real fast and be hard to catch them.
Yes. 1st and 10, New Bern with 5:42 remaining. This drive started at their 12-yard line and now out to the 34-yard line. Hatcher goes back into the line, got instructions from Coach Williams. Wide receiver left and right. The handoff goes to his fullback right up the middle, and he's got running room. Oh, another 11 yards he ripped off. Good run.
That's another first down there. That was Duke Midget that time. Duke had a couple of nice moves in there and real quick on a simple dive play.
Yep. We talked about how difficult it is for a football team to march all the way down the field and score. This is the third first down of this drive thus far for New Bern, and the ball is out to the 45-yard line now. 1st and 10, Bears.
Lot can happen, Kenny. They're not even halfway there yet.
Yeah, long ways to go yet. Long ways to go yet. You know I look for a pass here sooner or later. I don't know what. I got that feeling. Hatcher under center. Handoff goes to the left side to his running back, and the West Craven Eagles sniffed that one out.
One thing a lot of coaches are starting to do more is pass on first down when it's kind of unexpected. Keeps the defense kind of off balance a little bit.
Keeps them honest. It keeps them honest. No doubt about that. It's going to be second down and about 8 yards to go for the first down, and the player shuffle continues as plays come in from the sidelines. Still not a lot of reaction from either the New Bern fans or the West Craven fans in this game tonight. Everybody's pretty much kind of sitting back and taking it easy so far.
Kind of surprised me a little bit as big a rivalry as this is.
Yeah, I would say so too. Although we can't see any stars over our heads, it's been a good night for a football game so far.
So far,
the rain has stayed away, knock on wood. Maybe it will continue to do that. Shaquille Hatcher barks out his plays. Looks like he could be changing the play. Let's see. He did enough to draw the West Craven Eagle defense off, and that's going to bring up second down and about 4 yards where it would have been second down and
9.
About 8. 5-yard penalty is going to be second down, and let's say a long 5. Ball over the 50-yard line now as the drive continues for the Bears. 4:44 remaining here in the second quarter. Hatcher under center. This is a pitch out to the left side. He's got some running room. He steps inside and into the secondary. Fumble the football. Let's see who's got it. The officials haven't said anything yet. Oh, they're slow. That must mean New Bern has it back. No, I saw the hand go up. West Craven ball. West Craven football. We talked about that, Jimmy, how difficult it is to march all the way down the field and score.
That's exactly right. We also talked about turnovers before the game started. Could
Yep.
come down to which team turns the ball over the least.
That's exactly right. 7-0 New Bern continues to lead West Craven in this contest, but the Bears have made some tough mistakes. You got to think as the season progresses, they got to start tuning those down. If they don't, in some of the critical conference games, it could play a big part in those games.
They could really come back to haunt them.
Yep, you're right about that. West Craven quarterback Derek Moore under center, and he not quite in sync that time. It's probably going to be offsides, illegal procedure. Oh,
Against
it's gonna
New Bern,
be
Kenny.
against New Bern. That surprises me. I thought I saw some West Craven guys move. Somebody must have been where they weren't supposed to have made contact across the line of scrimmage for New Bern. Tell you what, Derek Moore is running a lot better this week than he was in week 1 of the season in that game against
Aiden Grifton.
In the game against Aiden Grifton. That's exactly right. He was really hobbling with that bad ankle then. Looks like he's getting better now. Moore in the center calls his plays. He goes to his fullback right up the middle on that one, and he gained about 3. It's going to bring up second down now and about 3.
Keith Hatcher was blitzing that time, Kenny. New Bern stunting on almost every play, it looks like.
Yeah,
And
they are.
when you start stunting, a lot of times it turns into a guessing game.
Yep, and when you turn into a guessing game, you can get a big one behind the line of scrimmage, or you can give up a big one.
That's exactly right. If you guess right, it works. If you guess wrong, you might see a referee going up with his hands.
You're right about that. You can bring about some exciting plays like that. 3:24 left to go here in the second quarter of the game. Here comes West Craven back to the line of scrimmage. One running back this time. Passing situation, is it? No. Quarterback pullback, more pullback with no football. Let's see what yeah, that's what I thought.
A little bit
Illegal
anxious to
procedure.
get back there and throw that ball, I believe.
Yep, that's exactly right. That's a tough play for them because they had a chance to tie up this game with the field position. That's going to bring up second down now, third down. Second down and about, let's say 7 yards to go for the first. Maybe 8. Here comes West Craven again. Derek Moore brings his players out, sets them.
Overloading the far side, Kenny.
Yeah, they sure are. Let's see if they go to that side. That's the right side. They fake it, and they throw. Interception, no! I thought that one was gone.
That'd have been 6 points if he'd held on to that.
That sure would have been
There was
6
Asmar
points.
Bennett there, and he had nothing but green grass in front of him.
Absolutely. He had a lot of room in front of him and just could not come down with it. I think he saw the end zone, and he said, oh, my, I got a plum here. Timeout is called from New Bern, so we're going to take a timeout here. 7-0 New Bern leads West Craven with 2:48 left to go in the second period of this game. You're watching the high school football game of the week on CTV 10. Welcome back to our CTV game of the week. 2:48 left to go here in the second quarter of this contest. 7-0 New Bern leads West Craven. West Craven in possession of the football. Third down and about 8 to go for the West Craven Eagles. Back to pass. The quarterback is he's rolling right, then looking. Nothing there. He steps in, picks up. He's hit hard at the 45-yard line and dropped there. Derek Moore is.
Big hit by Joe Best over there again. Joe's all over the place.
Yeah, that's going to bring up fourth down, too, and it's not going to be a lot of time for New Bern to operate with the ball this time. You got to think that they're going to have possession of the ball at around their 20, maybe 25 or 30-yard line, and to get in at 2:19 is going to take a lot. West Craven in punt formation. There's the snap, and there's the punt. It's a high punt, taken at about the 22-yard line and fumble. He picks it up, though, and not much.
Kenny, that's the kind of play that gives coaches heart failure.
It sure is, because that would have given West Craven an awfully big lift had they been able to get the ball that far in New Bern territory.
Impressed with the West Craven punter. He's
Yes.
done a good job so far.
So here we go now. New Bern in possession of the football, a long ways to go with 1:57 left to go before the half. The ball is resting at the 27-yard line now. 1st and 10 Bears as they break the huddle and come out. One back in the backfield now. Twins right. Flanker left. There's the pass. It's caught for about, I guess, 8-yard gain for New Bern.
Nice play. Looks like New Bern's going to go to their 2-minute drill or hurry-up offense, and J.R. Soule on the receiving end of that pass. Nice pass by Shakif.
Nice pass by Shakif. Good catch. No yardage after he caught the ball, though. Wide receiver left and right. The ball goes up the middle. Looked like they're just looking for the first down, but didn't get it. That's going to bring up third down. Minute 10, minute 9 to go before half. The ball is set in play. New Bern needs a first down here. They're going to retain possession of the ball. Quarterback rolling. He throws, and it is flag on the play. An interference call is made.
Big break for New Bern, Kenny.
Big break for New Bern. It sure is. Let's see where they spot the ball at here after that interference call. He was up high and over him, but I don't know if it would have interfered with him catching the football that time. Let's see where they put it. The officials put the ball. It's going to be first down, absolutely. No doubt about that. The ball is going to be spotted at about the 49-yard line. First and 10, New Bern at the 49-yard line. 53 seconds remaining before the half. Shakif Hatcher brings his players on the center. He looks. Takes the snap. Looks like he's back to throw. He is. Throws across the middle. It's high and incomplete.
Head number 4, Mickey Johnson, open across the middle on a slanting pattern and just overthrew him.
Yep. The guys seem to be giving up a little bit when they're going out on, giving up on their pattern when they go out. And he looked to his primary receiver that time, and he was covered. When he looked back to his secondary receiver, he was kind of going half speed. And as a result, the play was unsuccessful. Brings his players up to the line of scrimmage once again, 2nd and 10. 48 seconds left here in the second quarter. Hatcher back to pass, Rose to the left, looking, nothing out there. He tucks it under, a good game by Hatcher. Pulls it back inside and then back out to the outside, down to about the 30-yard line. Good play.
Going to be a first down, and as I said earlier, Shakith is very quick and made a good decision that time to run the ball.
Made a good decision, picked up very big yardage, and with 38 seconds left to go here before the half, they got a chance to get in the end zone. You know what I would go with now, Jimmy?
What's that?
I think I'd take one of my guys and send him across the middle and see if I couldn't hit him at about 15 yards across the middle and see what happened.
Maybe he's going to do that with Mickey Johnson out here.
We're taking a little time right now for the young men to untangle their chains over on the far side of the football field. But there's the whistle by the official, and we'll go back to work. Hatcher back looking. He throws to the outside, into his flats, to his fullback. He's hit and dropped.
Probably a good play trying to get to the sideline so get out of bounds, but it didn't fool the West Craven defenders.
No, it did not at all that time. So New Bern is going right back to the line of scrimmage to see if they can get another playoff here.
Keith's telegraphing those passes a little bit, Kenny.
Yep. Hatcher back to play. He's looking. He's going towards the end zone.
He's got him.
Throwing long. Nice play by the defensive back on that one. That was number 8 for West Craven on defense. And his name is Victor Wright.
Good play by Victor Wright because Mickey Johnson had a couple of steps on him.
Victor got his hands up and batted the ball down. 12 seconds now left to go before the half. New Bern goes back in the huddle now. 3rd down and about 7 yards to go. I got to think that they're going to throw into the end zone again this time. You got about 2 shots to go at with 12 seconds to go. Let's see what he does. Hatcher back to pass. He's looking. He loses one defender. He tries to get the ball off, throws it long, just lobs it up into the end zone. It falls incomplete on about the 1-yard line. 3 seconds to go, so they'll get one more chance to do just that again.
One more play. It looked like Shakith might have been out of bounds when he threw that ball because we can't see it too good because of the New Bern sideline.
Yeah.
A lot of air under that ball too, Kenny.
Yeah, you're right about that. You got to think, though, as a quarterback, though, that he was feeling that line of scrimmage coming up, the sidelines coming up on him.
Good time just to throw it deep, tell that offensive line to block, and maybe it'll get a good tip.
Absolutely. Hatcher back under center once again. He's got twin wide receivers to the left. He looks like he's going to do the same thing. And there it is, the old throw it up and see what happens. And it's intercepted into the end zone. That's going to end the first half of this contest on an interception by Wes Craven. Gives them a little excitement, something for them to talk about over in the corner of the field at the halftime. 7-0 right now, Jimmy. It's competitive kind of first half.
Yes, it is, and that interception may give them a little momentum going into the half. They've stayed right in here and played with this bigger New Bern team.
They sure did that. 7-0 New Bern leads at the halftime. We're going to take time out before we come back to watch a little of the bands you're watching. The high school football game of the week on CTV10. It was almost as if New Bern High School, leading 7-0 in this contest, had another practice.
You're exactly right. Looked like the coaching staff from New Bern County was trying to get the attention of the Bears down there in the end zone.
I think he did. What do you think?
He would have got my attention, I can tell you that.
They were down there doing rolls and crabs and a little of everything else. I think Coach Williams pretty much thought they didn't have enough intensity in the first half.
Maybe they'll have a little more this half.
New Bern gets the ball, and we're ready to start the second half. There is the kickoff, and we're underway. The ball goes end over end, and New Bern has it. Little slip. And I think they're going to say he was down at the 30-yard line. Let's see where they put it at. 32-yard line.
There's that wet field again, Kenny.
There's that wet field, and I can imagine with all the guys running on the field, the moisture starts to come to the surface. And it gets even more slippery as the game progresses. Very nice job by the bands, though, at halftime, huh?
Very good job. Wes Craven and New Bern both have two good bands and should be proud of them.
They really, really should be. They really should be.
Fans really got into it at halftime. Listen to those bands play too, Kenny.
Yeah, they did. New Bern with the ball there, goes on the sweep around to the left side, and Soul as the guy with the football, and he turned it up and picked up a pretty good chunk of yardage, maybe about 8 yards on that carry. The guys dropped the chains over on the far side, so when they set the chains back again, we can tell you for sure.
Looks like he got about maybe 5 or 6.
Maybe 5 or 6 yards, yep. Maybe 5 or 6, I would agree. It's going to bring up second down and about 5 yards to go for the first for New Bern. We get a chance to see if some of that hard work they did at halftime paid off any. I know they should be good and warm, that's for sure. Clay Jordan and his team were a little more subdued at halftime. Looks like he was doing a lot of teaching at the halftime, trying to get his players ready to go again. His quarterback, he looks like he had eluded his receiver and did not. He's trapped down behind the line of scrimmage, and there's the flag on the play also.
Yeah, flag on the play. It looks like 2 flags on the play, Kenny.
You're right about that.
Could be offsetting penalties. It looks like might have been a penalty on Wes Craven, and then it looks like Shakeith might have got up and had something to say, and the referee said, I'll show you too.
That's exactly right. Then the referee pointed to Shakeith Hatcher to get back into the huddle, and it looks like we got offsetting penalties, it appears. We had so many flags on that time. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens after everything is shaken out.
Yeah, I think the same ref threw both flags. I didn't know he had 2 flags.
That's right. We had offsetting penalties, so the ball will actually stay where it is, which was a loss on the play after the sack. It's going to bring up second down and about 11. Shakeith Hatcher doing probably a little talking in there that he shouldn't have been,
Yeah, if he just kept his mouth shut, he'd have 15 yards.
That's exactly right. Keep your mouth shut and play football. The officials will tell you what to do, and your part is to play football as a player. Be quiet and play.
I used to tell my boys that actions speak louder than words. Don't say anything, just show them.
Absolutely. I used to have a football coach that always say, Ken, if you turn the churn long enough, the cream will come to the top. You don't have to talk.
That's exactly right.
The best will rise to the top. No doubt about that. Hatcher under center now. He's got a wide receiver to the left, 1 to the right, 2 backs. He fumbled the football coming off center. It's going to be 4th down now. And about 13, maybe 14 to go for the first.
That penalty really looks big now.
It really does, absolutely. So I'm assuming that that's the kicking unit that we see going into the game right now. Hatcher comes out of the contest. Wes Craven sends their guys back deep, their punt returners back deep. Number 80, Paul Sumner, is one of those young men. The other is number 6. That goes back deep for West Craven. That's Brian. Here's the punt. Oh, good punt. It's up, and it's going to take him back. Just look. He slips a little. Goes around the right side looking. Nothing there. Reverses field. Going to be nothing there either, but a lot of bears.
Good pursuit by the New Bern team there, Kenny. And once again, that wet field, it must be getting wetter and a little slicker out there.
Yeah, we've seen more players slip in this half than we did during the first half. And he was trying to reverse his field that time and just couldn't get the footing room that he needed. So West Craven is going to take over the football here with 10:26 to go in the third. 7-0. New Bern leads this game thus far. You know, I would have made a wager with anybody, Jimmy, before this contest started, that there would have been at least 35 points scored in this game.
I would think so too, but slippery field, it may have a little bit to do with scores not being made.
Absolutely. Quarterback Moore rolls out. He hits a man, a wide open receiver in the open field, takes it out to about the 49-yard line.
Somebody missed an assignment there, Kenny. Looked like the outside linebacker going deep with the other receiver, and somebody was wide open.
Yep, Robbie Abergast, and he's been open a lot tonight on that same play. I think that's about the third one of those that he's caught thus far this evening. The officials ring it back up once again, and we're ready to go. New Bern leads this contest 7-0. New Bern in black, West Craven in white. West Craven trying to get over their 50-yard line. They're now on their own 49. 1st and 10. Quarterback Derek Moore calling plays. Looks like he got him to come across, too. The West Craven players are looking at New Bern and pointing their hands. Let's see what the officials say.
I think it's going to be against New Bern.
Same thing. Yep. Offsides, New Bern.
New Bern making a lot of mental mistakes now, Kenny.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Can't afford to make those kind of mistakes in a 7-0 contest. You look up before long, and all of a sudden the game is tied at 7-7. West Craven comes back to the line of scrimmage. Wideouts left and right. 2 backs in an I formation. Quarterback Moore in the center. He calls it. He's going to his running back right up the middle. Oh, big hole up the middle. He's out for about an 8-yard gain. Did he fumble the football? Let's see if he did. The officials are kind of waving their hands right now. No indication from them.
West Craven's going to keep the ball.
Keep the ball. Yep.
I think the ground might have caused the fumble there, Kenny.
Yep, I think you're about right, Jimmy. I think you're right on that. But West Craven continues to move the football here now. They got it over the 50 and over the 40, down to about the 37-yard line. You got to think Coach Jordan is saying to the sideline, come on, guys, let's see if we can move this ball or we can get in and tie this thing. It's another new ball game all over again.
He'd like to see him get it in the end zone. It would be a big lift for the West Craven Eagles.
Moore on the center. He calls, hands off to his running back off the right side. He kind of falls over into the line, maybe picked up a half yard, maybe a yard.
Be a good time, Kenny, for West Craven to run that little pass play that they ran just a few minutes ago, a few plays ago to this side of the field over here.
Yep. Are you talking about the one where he throws it to the tight end?
No, I'm talking about the one where he had the back coming out the backfield.
Oh, okay. You might be right. I can drink to that one. I think you're right. Derek Moore brings his guys back up to the line of scrimmage. Once again, we're almost looking dead across now on the line of scrimmage, almost where we are. Moore's back to pass. He's looking, goes out to his wide out on a little quick hitch, and he gets away from one defender, picked up about 4, maybe 5 yards. Good run by that time by his wideout, number 80, Paul Sumner.
Looked like a little quick screen there that time. Almost a face mask penalty also on an even player.
Sure was, almost. You know, the little pass play to Paul Abergast has also gone well for them this evening.
Yes,
that's another one that they might be looking to. New Bern still seems to be playing a little flat, despite what happened at the halftime with Coach Chip Williams really getting on them. They seem to still be a little flat in this contest.
A lot of them seem to be standing around waiting for somebody else to do something.
Yes. Moore under center. He makes the fake in the backfield. Rolling to the right, feeling pressure, out of bounds. A big loss for West Craven.
Nice tackle over there by Jamie Bembry on the far sideline, Kenny.
Yeah, he probably lost 10 yards on that one, and it goes all the way back to about the Oh, 44-yard line, maybe the 43-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and long yardage for West Craven. Looks like they're going to go back into the punting formation and see if they can trap New Bern deep down in their own territory.
Looks like they may have J.R. Soul back deep this time. I can't quite make the number out. I believe it is J.R.
It is 21.
He's
yes,
run several punts back in his high school career.
There's the snap, and there's the punt. The punt is going to come down to the far left side of the field. Oh, good punt. Going to go out of bounds at about the 10-yard line, 11-yard line.
Once again, New Bern's not going to have too good field position. It's a long ways to go without making a mistake, fumble or something.
And we talked about that in the first half. When you're trying to go that far with a football in the high school and on the high school level, you normally come up with some problems. Either a fumble here or a pass interception there or a penalty here. Something that keeps you from taking that drive and completing that drive all the way down the football field. Well, let's see what kind of spark the New Bern Bears have on their offense right now. Shaquille Hatcher brings his team to the line. Sowell in at running back for him. We got a man in motion going from right to left, and there's the pitch out to the running back, Sowell. Turns sideways, pushes himself up, looked like he gained about 7 yards.
JR is having a good night. Kenny picks up 4 or 5 yards each carry. I believe if I was Coach Williams, I believe I'd try to run the ends a little more with JR.
Yeah, a little better footing over on the left side of the football field too. Right around the on the right side of the football field, down around the hash mark between the 20 and the 30-yard line. It's a little mucky, so I don't know if he can go around on that side. Let's see where he decides to do here, where he decides to go. New Bern calling the plays once again and on offense. 2nd down and about 4. He comes down to the right side trying for a little something and doesn't get it. The ball is on about the 19-yard line where they'll mark it. There's a player injured on the far side of the football field. A West Craven player is down.
Nice block on that play by Duke Midget, but then the linebacker came up behind him and made a nice tackle.
Yeah. Well, he took his helmet off. That's a good sign. And I guess you say at home, well, why is that a good sign? Because it's an indication that he knows what's going on and he's maybe not suffering too bad if he can reach up and take off his own helmet.
Kenny out there attending to that injured player from West Craven is a volunteer coach that Coach Clay Jordan's had with him a long time from Vance Spur, Tony Caprera.
Oh, okay.
Tony played football at the University of Georgia back in the 50s. Had a couple of brothers that played at Penn State and a couple that played at Notre Dame, I believe.
Oh, okay.
He's from a real football tradition. Big help to Coach Jordan, and he deserves a lot of credit.
Lending a little football expertise in his spare time and working with the kids. I guess that's really the biggest thing about that.
He and I'll tell you how much he enjoys working with kids. When I was growing up in Vance Spur, we didn't have a Little League baseball coach, and Tony didn't have any sons at that time, and he coached the Little League baseball team, and at the same time worked shift work at DuPont.
Oh, now that's pretty impressive, because I know that graveyard shift is tough. I can tell anybody that. That player for West Craven was their very, very fine split end. Paul Sumner was the player that was injured, and he's walking off the field on his own steam now, so we hope to see Paul back in the game a little later on. Boy, he really, really has added a lot to the West Craven team here this evening. New Bern comes back to the line of scrimmage, 3rd down and about 4 for the Bears. They need to get a first down to get them out of some, move their way out of their own territory a little better. Hatcher in under center. It's going to be a pitch off to the left side. And it's going to be a first down pickup and more for New Bern as the ball comes out to about the 29-yard line.
Same play again, and a real good crackback block on the far side over there.
Yes. Boy, I like the way the running back turned it up into the line that time. He turned it up with some steam. What's been happening quite often tonight is the running backs will get hit and they'll fall backwards. Good running back that's really pushing the ball in hard. When he gets hit, he falls forward.
Always leaning forward.
Yep, always leaning forward, fall forward. Pick up an extra 2 yards falling forward. New Bern comes back to the line of scrimmage. 1 back formation this time. Twin wide receivers to the right, 1 flanker to the left. The ball goes right up the middle to the running back, and he's got some room. Breaks away from a tackle and gets out to the 39-yard line. Another good run.
That's junior Duke Midget there, filling in for Mike Simmons back there, that fullback position tonight, and looks like New Bern has another first down.
Sure is. Duke Midget, 6 feet, 180-pound junior, and running the football with a little authority. 4:57. Boy, the clock is really going by. Left to go here in the third quarter at Bear Stadium, and the Bears in control of the football right now. Shaquille Hatcher calling plays for his New Bern High School team. And the handoff goes to his running back again. Did he lose the handle of the football? He fumbled the football. Let's see
West
if West Craven got the ball. West Craven's ball.
He never got that handoff, Kenny.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think you're absolutely right about that.
I think he was looking for the ball on the ground, and so was Shaquille.
Yep.
Bad transfer.
Big break for West Craven now if they can take advantage of it.
West Cravens has several breaks tonight, Kenny, but they can't seem to get it in the end zone. They need to capitalize on one of these breaks.
They really do. They have the ball right now on the New Bern 41-yard line going in. 2 first downs, and all of a sudden you're looking at the goal line. West Craven quarterback under center. The handoff goes to the running back off the left side, and he didn't get anything.
Might have a yard. Big hit by somebody on the New Bern team in there.
It sure was. Number 72 was the man that rolls up from there. That's Joe Best.
That's Joe Best.
Going to be 2nd and 9. They gave him 1 on the spot, but I think that's a generous kind of spot. He kind of fell off in there that time and didn't gain a whole lot. West Craven comes back to the line of scrimmage. We're in a 2-back situation this time with 2 wide receivers to the left side of the field. Quarterback fakes to the left, goes to the right, throws out, and it's caught. First down. He gets away, goes down the sideline, knocked out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
Nice run on part of that tight end. Is that Jones again?
That looks like it is Jones again.
Big hit by
Number
Mike Doles
88.
over there.
That is Jones, their tight end.
It's like New Bern's weakness so far on pass defense has been in the flats, Kenny.
Looks like it has been. It looks like it has been. First down, West Craven. 3:25 left to go in the third period of this contest, and the ball is on the 20-yard line. West Craven trying to score for the first time this evening. The Eagles have played some good second half football here thus far. New Bern looks like they're going to blitz. Nope, they pull the linebackers back. Handoff goes around the right side, and the running back finds some running room. About 4.5, maybe 5 yards.
I think West Craven might be smelling a little blood getting out here close to the goal line and know they need to score.
I know one thing, their players are playing with a little more zip right now, and they seem to be getting back in the huddle and patting each other a little more and trying to pick each other up.
Playing with a lot more confidence than they did the first half.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And that's what happens when as you play the game and you have some success and you gain a little confidence, you play better and better as the game progresses. Derek Moore under center. The ball goes off to his running back off the left side. Not much there that time. It's going to bring up a 3rd down situation. I got to think, though, that we're in 2-down situation here regardless of what happens, though. You got it on the 4th down.
I'll be fooled. I don't know what kind of field goal kicker West Craven might have,
That's
but I agree with you that they'll be probably going for the whole ball of wax.
Yep. Now, Jimmy, let me ask you something. At 3:04, 3:03 left to go in the third. Got a fresh 12 minutes to put on the clock in the 4th. If you score here, do you go for 2?
Kenny, that's a tough question, but I don't know. I think if I was Coach Jordan, I think I'd go ahead and get 1 and then try to come back and get 2.
Oh, okay.
Get a touchdown later on. I think I'd go ahead and take 1 now and hope that they fumble again and get another opportunity to score.
Then you're a conservative, Coach. Could I say that?
Just a little bit.
Moore is under center now. Split backs for West Craven. He's going to throw it across the middle. Oh, he's almost. Number 41 from New Bern, and that is Bembry.
Jamie Bembry again.
Jamie Bembry.
Jamie saved a touchdown that time.
Jamie got the old paw up and hit it and knocked it down, or that was 6. So here we go. Let's see if Coach is going to do like we talked about in his 4th down right now. And about 4th down and about 5 yards to go for the first, and they're going for it. Absolutely, they're going for it.
Might be a good time to call a rollout and give that quarterback an option to throw or run, Kenny.
Now, this is a big one, and the fans are getting a little excited about that one now. Listen to the crowd as Derek Moore brings his team to the line. This is a lot better than the first half, and there it is. There's a flag on the play to reverse keeper. A fumble on the play. Looking to pass. Oh, he's going to be sacked for a big loss. But wait a minute, there are flags all over the place.
Looks like Flag Day out there, Kenny.
It sure does, doesn't it?
Not sure who those penalties are on. Maybe one on each side. But West Craven was trying to run a reverse pass, and that might have been a good call.
Yep. There, but we got two flags, one in the center of the field, one over on the almost at the hash mark. So we had to wait and see how the officials, what they have to say about this one. Offside, West Craven, it was declined, so New Bern will take possession of the football. And the ball will go up where the quarterback, Moore, was trapped out of bounds. Let me see, so it's gonna be first down at about the 20, 25, 30, 34-yard line.
That's a
New Bern.
big break for New Bern.
Big break for the Bears. They tried to run a reverse that time, but got trapped behind the line of scrimmage. West Craven did. So here we go, back with New Bern in possession of the football. Hatcher in the center, man in motion. The ball goes to the running back, carrying the football low and dangerously low, but he picked up about 4.5. That was number 22.
That's Duke Midget again, Kenny.
He needs to get that football and cradle it with both hands, particularly on a night like tonight when the ground is wet.
Might be a good time for New Bern to think about running reverse. Maybe they'll catch West Craven sleeping on the far side over there.
Yep. You might be able to find a West Craven defensive player that's
too aggressive.
That's savvy enough too to reach in there and try to knock that football out of there.
That's true.
But those white uniforms that West Craven entered the game with are now gray, aren't they?
Sure are.
They got mud all over them. Hatcher under center now for New Bern. He's got a man in motion. The handoff goes to that man in motion, off right tackle. He picked up about 3 yards.
J.R. Soule on a little double lead with that motion in there over right tackle.
You know, I think if I'm Coach Williams right now, I'm just going to kind of, if I can, set back and run it right at him, and let's say, okay, guys, let's just see if we can't beat him.
Power football.
Power football, yeah. You got the advantage as far as weight is concerned, so let's see if we can't push him off the ball. Still 7-0, 45 seconds remaining in this third quarter of our game of the week, and we got a man that's got to be a cramp.
That looks like a cramp.
Got to be a cramp. Timeout on the field. We're taking timeout. You're watching the high school football game of the week. The New Bern Bears 7, the West Craven Eagles nothing. This is CTV 10. Arthur Abrams was the injured player on the football field, and you can see the scoreboard right there. Now 7-0 with 39 ticks of the clock left to go in the third period of this game. New Bern is in control of the offense now. They got their offense on the football field. Third down and about 6 yards for the Bears. They're in a one-back formation, 2 wide receivers. Man goes in motion. The quarterback, Hatcher, rolls to the left. He's looking to throw. He's pulling it down, going for the first down marker, and he got that plus about 5 more. Out to the midfield strike.
Good decision by Shakeith not to throw the ball that time and go ahead and make the run and picked up the first down.
He did. I thought he was going to hesitate just a little too long there at one point, but he didn't. He pulled it down and got on in, got the first down. And are they going to mark it? No, they're going to mark it at about the 48-yard line of New Bern. I thought he got over the 50-yard line marker. I thought he did, but he didn't. Hard to see the sideline from where we are. We're on the other side.
You're right.
So we got one more play you got to figure left to go in the third quarter of this contest. Hatcher's under center now. The handoff goes right up the middle to his running back, and he ripped it up for about an 8-yard gain on that one.
That's Duke Midget. He was stretching out with that ball.
Sure was. He's run the football well while he's been in the game thus far. Look like we got another player with cramps from West Craven.
Sure does.
It's been a hard night, I tell you that. It really, really has.
Got 1 quarter left here, Kenny. Anybody's game.
It sure is. 7-0. We're at the end of the third quarter now. It's timeout on the field. Another injury with cramps. We're going to take a timeout. You're watching the high school football game of the week here on CTV 10. 7-0. We got 12 minutes to go on the clock right now. New Bern's in possession of the football, and they're leading this game 7-0. Oh, there's a big hole up the middle. He turns around over to the left and is down to about the 27-yard line now for the New Bern Bears. Good run.
That's Duke Midget again, Kenny, and he filling in there for Mike Simmons. He stretches that ball out real well just before he gets tackled. I hope he doesn't let it bounce off the turf one time.
Yeah, Midget has been stepping into the line of scrimmage with a lot of authority tonight, you know, like he's really, really running the football hard. The Bears are in the huddle once again, and they break the huddle, leading 7-0, 11:45 remaining in this game. 1st and 10, New Bern, ball on about the 28-yard line. Quarterback Shaquille Hatcher, number 3. Puts the ball in play, goes to his running back again, and once again he rips it off once again down to about the 21-yard line before he's forced out of bounds at about the 25. Let's see how much they give him as far as progress is concerned when they mark it. I thought he got down to about the 21-yard line. No, they're not going to put it at the 25 for sure. Whatever happened to your forward progress?
I don't know.
He got up to it right in the shadows of the 20-yard line, and they mark it where they pushed him back at the 25. Oh, my. Somebody missed it that time. Here we go. Once again, now that brings up 2nd down and a long 7. The ball goes to his H-back, and he's down at about the 21-yard line.
It's Travaris Henderson on that inside handoff in there.
Henderson on the inside handoff.
I don't think they've run that play since the first quarter.
Oh. Now we go back with a spot that time.
I don't know what kind of spot that is either.
Well, I tell you what.
Maybe his knee hit.
Our eyes just aren't seeing things like they're supposed to tonight. That's what's going on. That's 3rd down and about 6 now to go for the New Bern Bears. Oh, almost a fumble, and it was a fumble. Looks like West Craven has the football. They do. West Craven, I'd guess the fumble. Oh, my.
Looked like Shaquille never had a good handle on that ball from center there. Tony Banks.
And, you know, that's out in that part of the field that we were talking about, though, being a little mucky. But the coaches always tell you, you got to hang on to the football.
Exactly
if you're running back, your first priority is the football.
Newbern keeps letting West Craven hang around this game, Kenny. It might come back to haunt him later on.
It just might.
Mistakes.
That's right. That's right. You look at this football game and you say that New Bern should be up by about 16 points. But West Craven has played gallantly, and they're in this football game still. All right, here we go. West Craven in control of the football once again. Moore under center for his football team. The pitch out goes around the left side. Running back steps into the line, and he's clubbed. Picked up about 4 yards. That clock, though, keeps winding down, and it winds down fast. Only 10:10 left to go in this game now.
It's hard to beat that clock, Kenny.
It just keeps on going. I guess it's like that Timex. It takes a licking, but it keeps on ticking. 2nd down and about 6 for West Craven. The handoff goes to the running back off the guard spot. Looked like he picked up about 3. West Craven needs to get in a position now where they can pick up 3 or 4 first downs.
This is a big play for West Craven, Kenny.
It sure is.
Might be a good time to run that little pass into flats, or if we hadn't seen that pass over the middle that we saw in the first half.
Yep. You know, I tell you what, I might try sneaking somebody out on a fly pattern too and lay it up and see what happens.
Might catch them asleep.
Yep, you just might catch them asleep. Come up with a big one, and then all of a sudden it's anybody's game again. New Bern's going to try blitzing again. There it is, and he's got it at about out to the 50-yard line. Good pass and good run.
Newbern blitzed both middle linebackers, and West Craven's offensive line did a real good job of picking them up.
Yep, that was Paul Sumner.
Paul Sumner's had a real good game tonight, Kenny.
He has had, but they keep having those cramps, keep getting cramps in their calves. And once again, they got that problem. Boy, I'd like to see Paul without those cramps in his calves because he's played an excellent football game. All right, there's timeout on the field. We're going to take a timeout here. We're back once again and ready for some action as the wide receiver, the split end, Paul Sumner, goes off to the side of the field for West Craven. He's having a few problems as far as cramping in his legs are concerned, but despite that, Derek Moore, number 10, the quarterback, brings his team up to the line. Wide receivers left and right, 2 running backs in the backfield for West Craven. The handoff goes to the halfback. He's stopped for a loss of about 2 yards, maybe a yard and a half. It's going to bring up second down and let's say 12 yards to go for West Craven.
Like Newbern's defensive line that time was slanting a stunt to the right side of the field, and that was a perfect call.
Oh boy, that clock just keeps on going. 8:14 left to go in this game now. West Craven trying to march for the tying or the go-ahead touchdown and 2-point conversion. The official called timeout on himself that time. He wanted to talk to some of the players. Oh, just a little fix-up of equipment there. Evidently a shoulder pad was hanging out and flopping. One of the linemen for West Craven on the left side of the line of scrimmage. We got that repaired, and now it's time to play football again. Quarterback Moore back to pass. He's looking. He's got a man across the middle. He overthrew it and it's intercepted. Nice interception by the quarterback. He's playing safety at that point. He's out of bounds at about the 37-yard line.
Shaquille Hatcher and
yes.
The West Craven receiver was open. Kenny just overthrew him.
Yep. And you know, Hatcher made a good play.
Stayed home and waited for the ball.
With nothing but his hands out there. He's a good athlete, though. He really is a good athlete.
Real good athlete.
So you got to think New Bern is thinking to themselves now, hey, if we can get anything else on the board, field goal, anything, then the game is pretty much over.
Take 2 scores to win if they could.
Yep. And the way this game has been going, it's going to take a long time before somebody can get 2 scores. So Shaquille Hatcher in the quarterback to bring his team back to the line. A handoff goes to his running back. Off the right side, he powers his way for a gain of about 4.5. Second down, and let's call it 7 yards to go. Maybe 6.5. Number 22 for New Bern, Duke Midget, has played a good game tonight. He comes to the sideline. New Bern goes with 1 running back in the backfield this time. And that's the number 32 for New Bern, C.J. Daniels. At 6'1", 230, he's somebody that can really plug it up in there, Jimmy.
Yeah, one man normally don't bring C.J. down unless he hits him awful low. He's a big, strong kid.
Yeah, he is a big boy.
Big play for New Bern here, Kenny. They need to pick up a first down.
It is that. And I guess they got a long 4 to go, maybe 3.5, 4 yards to go for the first down. And the ball is right at the 35-yard line going in. You got to think you're in two down territory here also, that if they don't get it this time, they're going to go for it again. Let's see what happens. Oh, they don't get it. But there's a flag on the play.
Flag on the play, and West Craven fired a middle linebacker that time on a stunt, and he stunted right to the hole.
Sure did. Let's see what the call is here.
Could be a big flag.
It's usually where holding occurs. Let's see if that's what it is.
Well, I think it is holding, Kenny. Big penalty against New Bern.
It would be a big one. You're right about that. And that's exactly what it is. Holding on New Bern. Will go back about 15 yards.
We go from that 2-down territory with 3 yards to pick a first down up, and 3rd and 16 now.
You're right about that. So we went back 10 yards on that holding call is what we did. 6:10 left to go, 7-0 New Bern. New Bern in control of the football, 3rd down and about 15 or 16 yards to go for the first down. Got to think that this is an obvious passing down for New Bern. And they're going to go with a halfback pass is what they're going to go with, and the man is open. Down to, he's still running at the 20-yard line, thrown down at the 19-yard line. No flags.
What a great call.
No flags.
That's Duke Midget on that halfback pass, and I think Duke was a quarterback on the JV team last year, and he put it right on the money.
He sure did that. Duke's going to come to the sideline now. It just might be from exhaustion, to be honest with you, more than anything else.
He's had a lot of work tonight.
He sure has had a lot of work tonight. Timeout, West Craven on the football field. We're going to take a timeout, 7-0. New Bern leads this contest against West Craven with 5:43 remaining in the game. You're watching the high school football game of the week here on CTV 10. Ready to go once again, 5:43 left to go. New Bern marching 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Bears are going in. Hatcher gives off to his big running back right up the middle. He's got a lot of room down inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line.
That was C.J. Daniels in there, Kenny.
C.J.
It's like he's injured his ankle, maybe.
Yeah, he fell with his leg under him.
All right. Like he might have a hurt ankle. And New Bern can't afford to lose C.J. Daniels with Duke Midget hurt a little bit too. Yep. Mike Simmons out. That'll put him mighty thin at that fullback position.
He's still down and still holding his right leg. Is it his? Yes, his right leg. Usually we can tell when they're working on him what might be the problem as we look at it. But looks like he's going to be down for a while. We'll bring you up to date when we come back. You're watching the high school football game of the week here on CTV 10. Well, with 5:37 left to go here in the fourth quarter of this contest, C.J. Daniels had to be taken off the field. We wish C.J. the best of luck. He's played an excellent football game tonight as he goes off to try to see what happened as far as his injury is concerned. Well, there's the ball. Play goes for New Bern, and the Bears had the ball inside the 5-yard line. First down and goal to go. So it's going to be 2nd and goal to go. And they didn't pick up many yards that time. Probably going to be about 4 yards to go for the touchdown.
Move Travaris Henderson over to fullback there, Kenny. Let's hope C.J. Daniels is okay. It didn't look too good, but that could be a big injury for New Bern, not only tonight, but the rest of the year.
Yep, absolutely. We hope he's back on the practice field this week and watching this telecast at home, saying, oh, that wasn't that bad. It's going to be 2nd down and goal here for New Bern as the crowd gets back into the football game. Shaquille Hatcher brings his team to the line. There's a handoff to the running back. He gets a surge, and he's down to about the 2-yard line. 3rd down.
Big play here, Kenny, but New Bern does have a good field goal kicker. So they may be able to kick a field goal, and that would really put West Craven at a big disadvantage with less than 5 minutes left to go. They'd have to have 2 scores.
I wonder if they're going to try to keep the ball in the center of the football field as a result of that to make for an easier field goal just in case they don't get it this time around. We'll see what the call is. They've tried twice to go right up the middle. It's a fumble. It's a fumble. West Craven is pointing that they have the ball, and they do. Oh, my. That's the 3rd time tonight that New Bern has dropped the football deep into West Craven territory.
Turnovers, Kenny. We said before the game that it may come down to that.
Yep. So now you got to call on your defense again and hope is what it amounts to.
But I hope your defense can hold them. And for West Craven, this may be their last chance. They've got a long ways to go.
We're down to 3:59 left to go in this game as West Craven starts this drive. They got a long ways to go. The ball is on about the 2-yard line. 98 yards they got to go to try to get one. Moore is under center. He looks back to pass, throws to the opposite side of the field, and he's got a guy there. Gives him a little room, pickup of about 5 maybe. Long ways to go.
Kind of a risky play to be thrown into flats that close to their own goal line.
It sure is that. Sure is that. But we're at that point in the game now where you got to make something happen. If you don't, it's over.
They got to take a few chances now.
They got to take a few chances. It's going to be second down and about 6 to go for the first down for the West Craven Eagles. Time to do what coaches tell you to do now, and that's reach down within you and try to get everything you can get. Don't leave anything on the football field. Oh, nice hit.
Hit him right in the numbers, Kenny.
Yep. Jimmy, I can remember my freshman year playing at East Carolina, and we were at Carter Finley Stadium in Raleigh playing North Carolina State, and coaches tell you not to leave anything on the football field. My freshman year was the first year that freshmen were eligible to play in the NCAA on the varsity teams. And at the end of that game in the locker room at the half, my hands just trembled. I had left everything that I had on that football field at Carter Finley Stadium in Raleigh that night.
That's the way coaches like to see it.
Yeah, that is. That's the way they like to see it, absolutely.
Big play here. This might be West Craven's biggest play of the night.
It is. Third down and about 6 to go for the Eagles of West Craven. They got to have a first down with 3:28 left to go in this football game. It's going to be a pass play. Moore is back looking. He throws. He's got a man open, and it goes through his hands. Oh, my.
Right through his hands. He was being chased back there by number 64 from New Bern. He had a lot of pressure on him, but it was a catchable ball.
It sure was a catchable ball for Victor Wright. And he was there, and it hit him in the hands and went right through his hands at about the 21-yard line. It would have been first down.
That was defensive lineman Brandon Speece putting a lot of pressure on the New Bern, West Craven quarterback there.
Yep. So now with 3:22 left to go in the game, West Craven is going to punt it away.
New Bern has nobody back. They may think it's going to be a fake, or Coach Williams doesn't want to take a chance on somebody fumbling the ball back there.
Yep. And there it is. Oh, no, it's going to be roughing the kicker. It's going to be roughing the kicker, and that's going to keep West Craven alive. How many chances will New Bern give them tonight?
They've given them a lot, Kenny. I'm not sure who that was. That might have been Brandon Speece, who just made a big play the play before. A little too aggressive in there and almost got part of the ball, but didn't, and hit the kicker. Yep. That's an automatic first down, roughing the kicker.
We were always taught that you don't block a punt by hitting the guy. You block it by stretching out in front of where his leg will be when he kicks it.
You got to have the right angle to block a punt.
Got to have the angle to block it, absolutely. So here we go again. West Craven will have the football, 1st and 10 at about the 23-yard line. Still a long ways to go.
We've had a lot of penalties tonight, but undoubtedly that's the biggest penalty of the night.
Yep. It keeps the Eagles in this one, no doubt about that. West Craven fans realize this is probably their last chance, so they are really, really getting it on now over on the other side. Quarterback comes to the side. He's got room. A blocker out in front of him. Makes the block. He's going to pick up about 9 yards. .245, 44, 43 left to go in this game. As of right now, it doesn't look like many people are going anywhere. They want to see what's going to happen here.
Still anybody's game, and
it is
right now, New Bern's missing C.J. Daniels on defense.
Yes. And that's one big thing about high school ball. If you got a good player, he goes both ways, so you're really out 2 positions when he goes. Moore under center now, 2nd down and about 1 yard. He looks back to pass. He's got a guy open. He throws to his wide receiver all over. He was open and he missed it. It was just long, just long for Victor Wright. He couldn't get out there to get it.
Had him wide open on a post pattern and just a little bit overthrown.
He was wide open, Victor was. This time the ball was overthrown. Last time it went a little bit through his hands. But each time there was a possibility.
West Craven's got any chance here, Kenny, and I got to think they're in 2-down territory now. They've got to get this first down to stay in the game.
They do. Absolutely, I agree.
Tight end is going off the field over there again. He's having more cramps.
The officials took a timeout on the field. Let's see what goes on here. Third down is short right now. What do? Do you go ahead and get the first down right now, or?
I think I'd run it up the middle and try to get a first down.
And try to use 2 downs and maybe call a timeout after the first go if you don't get it. If you get the first down, get back to the line just as fast as you can and get it going again.
Timeout on West Craven. They're going to talk it over.
They sure are. Timeout for West Craven here. 7-0. New Bern High School leads West Craven with 2 minutes and 4 seconds left to go in this game. There's timeout, so we're going to take one also. You're watching the high school football game of the week here on CTV10. Well, as the clock winds down now, 2:04 left, West Craven got to get it down and they got to make something happen. Third down now and about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards for the Eagles. And you got to think, Jimmy, that this is it. The running back swings around the right side, and I don't think he got it. So they got to go again and see what happens on 4th down.
Kennedy, the running back, did a good job that time to get back as close to the line of scrimmage as he did. It looked like a draw play. They got bounced outside.
He did. There was great penetration by the New Bern defense. And that's one thing that has happened all night tonight is the New Bern defense has risen to the occasion. Minute 46 left to go. 4th down and about 4 yards to go now after a loss on the last play. So this is it.
This is the ball game down to one play. If New Bern doesn't pick it up, if West Craven doesn't pick it up, rather New Bern should be able to run out the clock.
Yep, they sure should have. But I think this has been a game that West Craven, since their first game of the season, the loss to Aiden Grifton, has steadily been improving. And for New Bern, this is probably their worst performance of the regular season, although they're winning the football game.
They've looked a little flat tonight.
They have looked a little flat. They had very, very good games against Havelock and an excellent contest against Jacksonville, and come back tonight and just emotionally didn't seem to be in it as much as it was the first 2 games.
They're missing their inspirational leader tonight, Mike Simmons, who I think is going to be recruited by a lot of Division I football teams, Kenny, but they've got a lot of good running backs, and I think they've done a good job in filling in for Mike, but when you got an inspirational leader, it's always good to have him on that field rather than the sidelines.
Yeah, it's hard to replace, isn't it? It really is hard to replace. So it all boils down to this one play here now. 4th down and about 3.5, maybe 4 to go for the West Craven Eagles. Moore brings his team under center. He's got 2 running backs behind him, 2 wide receivers. There's the snap. He rolls over to his right, being chased, and he throws it and it's caught. It's caught for the first down.
Kenny, that time quarterback Moore from West Craven had 3 New Bern defenders all over him, and he was able to elude them just enough to get that pass off to Arbogast. West Craven still has life.
I tell you what, I'm going to break out a Purple Heart for these West Craven football players tonight. They're not giving up at all.
There's a lot of fight in them, and they're fighting right now.
They really are. Minute 35 left to go in the game. West Craven still trying to get the ball across the mid-stripe, but anything can happen when you still got the football and time left on the clock. Quarterback Moore, precious seconds are ticking off the clock as he waits for his team to get set. Here's the play. He fakes the rollout, doesn't get it, comes around the right side. He's got room up around midfield, maybe at about the 47-yard line and out of bounds.
Most important, he got out of bounds to kill that clock.
Yep, absolutely.
Going to be close to a first down.
And still 1:06 left to go in the game.
Probably had an option to throw or run there. He made a good decision to run the ball.
Run the ball. Hold on to your seats. The chains are moving. First down, West Craven. Nobody's leaving.
No reason to leave. We got a whole game right here.
We do that. We really do that. The Eagles come back to the line of scrimmage, ball resting squarely on the 50-yard line. 50 more to go. Let's see if they can get somebody open here now. New Bern is playing about 10 men up on the line of scrimmage. There's the play. It's the pass play. He's got it. He's got an open field. down to about the 20-yard line before he's taken down. Still 57 seconds left to go on the clock.
Good play call. A little safety valve pass there, Kenny, and the receiver did a great job of eluding a couple of New Bern tacklers.
Oh, Nelly. We got a football game.
Coach Williams going to call timeout and see if he can regroup.
New Bern in desperation here trying to hold on. Timeout, New Bern Bears. 57 ticks left to go on the clock, 7-0. New Bern leads West Craven. There's timeout on the field. We're going to take a timeout. You're watching the high school football game of the week on CTV10. There it is on the scoreboard. 57 seconds left to go in the game. 7-0 New Bern, but the Bears have their back to the wall. And here we go. 1st and 10, West Craven as the Eagles try to get into the end zone and try to make something happen here. Moore back, looking to pass. He's being chased. He's got time. He steps out of bounds.
Kenny, West Craven had a receiver wide open in the end zone there. Moore couldn't see him. I believe it was number 80 Jones again.
Yep. And he can catch the football. New Bern has been playing tonight a pretty, I guess, risky kind of defense. They've been blitzing. They've been moving people in. At one point, carrying about 10 men on the line of scrimmage with one guy back to protect against the pass. So let's see how the New Bern defense sets up this time. Do you keep people home, Jimmy?
I'd keep people home and make them beat me.
And
I wouldn't beat myself.
Looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. Everybody in their respective positions. Quarterback Moore back to pass. He's got a guy open. Does he get him? No. He overthrew him.
Just overthrown there, Kenny.
Oh,
the flag pattern over there.
You know what? I think New Bern has Shakeef Hatcher on that side of the defense. I think if I'm going to go away from him to the other side of the defense.
That'd be a good idea.
He's probably the best athlete New Bern has on the football team back there. And if I'm going to try to get in the end zone with 45 seconds left to go on the clock and 3rd down, I think I'm going to go to the right side. If he's on the left side, I'm going to the right side. All right, here we go again. It's Moore and his West Craven Eagles come back to the line of scrimmage.
Big play here. Good
Big
time
play.
For that defensive
3rd
line
down.
to get some heat on him.
He's looking back to pass, rolling to the right. He's throwing. Incomplete. So at 40 seconds left to go on the clock, it's going to come down to one final play of this football game.
Brandon Speaks was putting some pressure on the quarterback then.
Yeah. The New Bern faithful, you can hear them in the background. They're yelling for their defense to go, and that's what they're trying to do, no doubt about that. It's amazing how you have those peaks and valleys in a football season. You come out one week and everything seems to click, and you come out the next week and it seems like you're holding on for dear life. That's what New Bern is doing right now. At 4th down, West Craven Eagles are trying to march. This is it, though, the final play of the game if they don't get a 1st down. Quarterback Moore back to pass. He's got a man open. He's looking for the ball. No, it's intercepted by Hatcher. He came down in the end zone. It's going to be a touchback. The ball comes out to the 20-yard line with about 31 seconds left to go on the clock.
Kenny, Shakeef made a good play there. The receiver was moving to the ball, and he got in at the last second and made a good interception.
I would have gone away from Hatcher. Just like I said earlier, the best player on the football field out there right now, I don't want to challenge him, I don't think.
New Bern should be able to just down the ball now, and that should be it.
That should be it. So now, with 31 tickets left to go on the clock, we finally have some people that are making their way to the exits. And the celebration starts over here on the New Bern side of the football field, but you know what? I wouldn't celebrate until that double zeros on the clock.
Until that referee holds that ball up one final time, I wouldn't celebrate one bit.
That's exactly right.
I can tell you one person that's not celebrating yet, and that's Coach Williams.
Coach Williams, you were right about that. There's timeout, New Bern on the football field. We're going to take one also. You're watching the high school football game of the week here on CTV 10. It looks like we're ready to play football again, and you got to take your hats off to both of these football teams here tonight. New Bern for their winning effort, it appears. We still have 31 seconds remaining. And West Craven for hanging in this football game and just not quitting. They played an excellent football game, and I guess you could make an argument that particularly here in the second half, they outplayed New Bern. They just didn't put the points on the board.
I think you're right. New Bern kept them in the game, fumbling and penalties, but
Yes.
a lot of heart in this West Craven football team. And,
Oh, yes.
I look for them to do well in their conference this year.
I do too, and New Bern begins to walk off the field at 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we got another one that goes into the history books. New Bern comes away with a 7-0 win and run their record of 3-0 on the season. For West Craven, the Eagles, it's their second loss of the season, and the record goes to 1 win and 2 losses. Both teams, though, you can expect to have pretty good football seasons the way things are going right now.
I think you're right. New Bern's going to have to play better the rest of the year in that 4A tough conferences they're in, but look for them to do that.
Oh, absolutely. New Bern has a lot of good athletes, and we're hoping CJ is okay. He's gone off to the hospital or wherever to be checked tonight. He's no doubt going to be a big key in the cog of New Bern as far as what they can do this year and how things go for the rest of the season.
Kenny, even as hard fought as West Craven played this football game, there's an old adage that nothing good comes out of losing.
Yeah.
Nothing bad comes out of winning. That's right.
You're right about that. We're going to take one final time out, and we're going to come back and wrap things up here on CTV 10. We'll be right back after this message. Welcome back once again. I'm Ken Strayhorn along with Jimmy Robinson. And Jimmy, I guess no one should go out of this game and hang their head tonight. What do you think?
Nobody got shortchanged, Kenny. Hats off to the West Craven Eagles, who were outmanned. But like we said before the game, even though New Bern on paper has a better team, we don't play these games on paper. We play them on the field. A lot of heart by West Craven, and a lot of credit to New Bern for hanging on for the win.
Some tough injuries as far as New Bern is concerned this evening.
Yeah, we just heard C.J. Daniels may have a broken leg, and that'll be a big blow to New Bern, but got a lot of boys in the program, and I've got a lot of confidence somebody will step up and take his place.
Yep. Good game tonight, no doubt about that. New Bern coming away with a 7-0 win over the West Craven Eagles. Jimmy, thanks very much. It's been good working with you. Our first time this year as far as you and I combining to work on this telecast. We'll see you next week, though. We'll have another great high school football game of the week here on CV10. See you next week, everyone.